वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि।
Just a glimpse of Kailasji is enough to bring in numerous transformation in one's life and mind. It makes you question and also appreciate your existence at the very same time. For us, Kailasji is the abode of Bhagwan Shiv. In the yogic culture, Shiv is considered as a first yogi or Adi Yogi. He is Anadi Anand, meaning his origin and end are unknown. He is the source and culmination of everything. Mount Kailas is situated in Tibet, the highest region on earth, the roof of the world. Tibet is home to several Buddhist and Hindu goddesses and great saints. The monasteries of Tibet are incredibly beautiful, and their deep spiritual atmosphere just adds to the unique experience. These monasteries are over 1,000 years old. The population of Tibet is very less. The people of Tibet are very simple and spiritually inclined. Tibet is home to some of the tallest mountain peaks of the world, including Mount Everest. With so much spirituality in the air, Tibet is more of a tirtha than a tourist location. As soon as you enter Tibet, you would feel an inner calmness. All your worries start to fade away. This is the place where your mental transformation sets in and helps you to prepare for what you are about to witness in the coming days. En route to Kailas Mandala, you spend 3 days of beautiful drive in Tibetan Plateau. Kailas Mandala resembles a yantra, where every point in it represents a cosmic energy. The Kailas Mandala includes Mount Kailas, the prominent Mansarovar, Rakshastal, Ashtapad, Gurla Mandhata, Tirthpuri, and many other powerful places. Rakshastal is beautiful lake very next to Mansarovar. It was here that the Shiv Tandav Stotra was created by Ravan. Every mandala has one major point that acts as the ultimate source of energy. Mount Kailas is at the center of the universe. कैलाश जी पूरे ब्रह्मांड के बीचों बीच है. One could also say that the entire universe revolves around Kailas. We are all doing a cosmic parikrama around the holy mountain. If you notice, the most beautiful aspect of this mandala is the presence of this Jaldhari, just as you would find in any Mahadev temple around Shivling. What a wonderful darshan! Just as all other temples, Kailas also has 4 gates: Yamadwar in the south, Varun Dwar in the west, Somadwar in the north, and in the east is Indradwar. In the north, Nandi mountain facing Mahadev. What an amazing darshan! Mandala serves as connect between the two worlds, one which is beyond our comprehension and the other which we know through our existence. You and I can feel this intense energy rushing through our bodies as soon as we step into this Kailas Mandala. The total distance of parikrama is 54 kilometers or 33 miles. It takes around 2 nights and 3 days to complete the parikrama. The parikrama starts at 15,000 feet and reaches an elevation of 19,000 feet at the Dolmala Pass. The only challenge here is to get acclimatized to rapidly changing altitude. When you start your Kailas parikrama, you would first notice a huge pillar with many prayer flags. This is called Dharmastambha. This is the place where Buddha and his thousands of disciples went into an intense penance for several years. This is very significant place for Buddhists. The actual parikrama starts from a point called Yamadwar, which is just next to prayer flags which we just saw. Yama is the god of death and Dwar translates to gate. When read together, Yamadwar stands as the gateway to salvation or moksha. The step you take through this Yamadwar is you stepping into the heavenly abode of Bhagwan Shiv. Most surprising part is he is right there to welcome you with his kind eyes. You would feel his gracious presence in a blissful Tri-Netra Darshan. You would see that amidst the rock and snow formation, there are 2 horizontal spots next to each other and a vertical spot in between. This clearly resembles the 3 eyes, the Tri-Netra of our Mahadevji. Then his forehead and Gangaji emerging out of his jata. When you witness this magnificent sight in person, inevitably you will bow down in gratitude. What an amazing start of parikrama. Har Har Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya. During parikrama, Kailasji will always be on your right, guiding towards righteous as you progress spiritually. Yaks, we call them Mahadevji's Nandi. They are very kind, playful and naughty. They will carry all your food and other equipment to ensure smooth yatra for you. Those pilgrims who cannot walk can also ride a horse. The impression of Ganeshji, Nandi, holy footsteps, Sheshnag are proof that Mount Kailas is indeed the abode of Mahadevji, who, along with his entire family, resides at this holy place. In Hindi, we say, Jaisi drishti, vaisi srishti. I personally see Om in every stone, and I see rishis in all the mountains doing penance, or rather I see them turn into mountains because of the fact that they have remained intensely focused in their penance, unmoved that they have ultimately become one with the nature. Slowly and steadily, you take steps further in your parikrama. While your mind is still trying to absorb the divinity you have witnessed so far, and suddenly, huge pyramid-shaped mountain appears in front of you. It is Mount Kailas. Bhagwan Shiv in his immense Shivling Swaroop. When I witnessed this for the first time, I became speechless. As Mahadevji appears before my eyes, everything comes to a standstill. No mantra comes to my mind, neither any shlok or stuti. There is no temple or pujari. The endless direction are walls, and the sky is dome. Who would worship? Whom would be worshipped? How to worship? What should be the offering? The Creator and the owner of the universe, what one can offer? Bhagwan, who cannot be held by the universe, emerges in my small heart at this moment. You would forget that you had walked on high altitude of 16,000 feet for almost 8 hours. Yet, the body doesn't acknowledge any physical pain. You just want to go closer and closer and hug the Adi Yogi. Since Mahadevji appears in front of you all of a sudden, you tend to lose control over everything. Your entire body goes on autopilot mode, following its own mechanism. This is to such an extent that you start gaining altitude without your knowledge. This is the place called Charan Sparsh. I felt the birth as a human being is an opportunity to achieve the completeness. The process of becoming Shiv from Jeev is a journey from incompleteness to completeness. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. On the second day of parikrama, you would see the sun rising over the horizon, casting a magical spell on the holy mountain. The first rays of the sun travel through space only to gently caress the holy mountain. The morning rays turns the holy mountain into a huge jyot, a divine flame that lights up the entire cosmos and your world. You also witness the jyot being lit in your heart and in your mind. This is the moment that bridges nature and spirituality together. After having morning darshan of holy mountain, you trek uphill for 6 kilometers to reach Dolmala Pass. This is the highest point of parikrama at 19,000 feet. In this altitude, your body is ready to succumb to the pressure and altitude of the mountain. But beyond the physical constraints, what keeps you going is the divine power of Shiv, the unshakable faith you have in him. I am so blessed to see pilgrims in 70s and in 80s performing parikrama with us. Just after Dolmala Pass, there is Gaurikund. From here, you start descending for another 4 kilometers to reach the Valley of Enlightenment. It is another 8 kilometers of beautiful stretch from here. The third day is just 4 hours walk along with beautiful river on a flat ground. Despite of the difficult terrain, weather and high altitude, this parikrama is performed successfully by many. This makes me believe that someone handholds us and takes care of us during the parikrama, like a mother who holds her child through initial baby steps. It feels like Mahadevji has descended straight from the heavens to his holy abode, held your hand and taken you around his home. You feel his love and generosity in you. At the end of the parikrama, one feels overwhelmed by numerous divine experiences during the parikrama. Now I would like to show you the parikrama that is performed in totally different manner by some Buddhist. It is called Dandvat or Sashtang Parikrama of Kailasji. They lie prostrate in every step they take towards Mount Kailas. So for every step taken, they lie flat on the ground once, get up and take the next step. Our parikrama takes 3 days, while the Sashtang Parikrama takes approximately 24 days to complete. I always feel that they become Shiv by themselves. How blessed should one actually be to experience this? Let me take you now to Mansarovar, Brahma's creation in the form of the most pristine and beautiful lake, situated at 14,500 feet above sea level. Away from civilization lies this tranquil lake with Mount Kailas as its backdrop. The lake has a depth of 300 feet and has a circumference of 54 miles, has a total area of 204 square miles. It is the only freshwater lake at such an altitude. The distance between Mount Kailas and Mansarovar is 45 kilometers. The lake expands into what appears like an endless expanse of water. The transparent water takes up the color of the pebble and rocks beneath it. The crystal clear water is so pure that you would feel that the rocks underneath are all shivlings, residing in the lake for centuries and millenniums. You are allowed to take a holy dip in the lake, and when you gradually immerse yourself in the water, you feel how pure the water actually is. Describing the purity of water and its sensation on your body is something that is beyond words. Like the sunrise over Kailas is a sight of its own, sunset at Mansarovar is a serene experience altogether. As the sun goes down, yatris align themselves with the silence prevailing there. There is no language that can translate this feeling into words. It almost feels like there is no intermediary between Shiv and you, your Bholenathji and you. Your eyes involuntarily shed tears of bliss. During midnight, it feels like the Devi Devta descend down from the heavens to take a dip in the holy lake. At this time, you could see falling stars and inexplicable cosmic phenomena that you cannot comprehend or question. You only stand witness to whatever is happening in front of your eyes, surrendering yourself completely to the moment. You keep shedding tears of joy at the sight of this, leaving just one sound continuously says Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Try to call him with pure heart and total samarpan. He will come to you. He will surely come to you. Om Namah Shivaya.